All right.
All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our certificate workshop. Today we are doing the London Expert. We just finished the London certificate workshop, and now we're going to become an expert. So if you missed the first one, it's already posted, and you can go ahead and jump on that one and then come back and do this one, or vice versa. So London Experts, London and its origins, okay, stretches back thousands of years, and archaeologists from their findings have estimated that London in
Sorry,
prehistory.
Marty, how can you go there? I cannot go there to the page that you are.
You go here to home, your home page. You click here in home, and then you can go right here and type in London Expert. London Expert. And you hit go right there. And that takes you here. And then you go ahead and click on it, and then it'll take you into the training, which is here. Okay, so again, let me know, or type in the chat box if for any reason you can't get on. Again, I'll start reading, and then we will all take the test together. All right. Times was it okay, stretches back thousands of years. Archaeologists from their findings have estimated that London in prehistoric times was a collection of scattered rural settlements. However, it was the Romans who invaded Britain in 43 AD, and then Roman governor of Britain, Astorius Scapula, gave orders to build a permanent base on the north bank of Thames, whatever, which was named, I'm in perfect. All right, thank you. Londinium, okay, London as we know it today. Okay, so there's that question that we had earlier. It is thought by historians that the original settlement of Londinium was small, about the size of Hyde Park. The city of London is widely referred to simply as the city, or colloquially known as the square mile, 2.9 kilometers in area. It is situated at the very heart of London and is the place from which modern day London grew. Almost 2 millennia after London was founded, the Thames is still the soul of the city. Its main topographical feature, and the river crosses the city from east to the southwest. The Romans turned Londinium into a major commercial center in Roman Britain. The settlement, it is estimated, had over 50,000 inhabitants at its peak, and it was ethnically, a diverse settlement then, also with people across the Roman Empire. Continental Europe, North Africa, Middle East, and natives of Britannia lived here. The first definite mention of London refers to 60 AD in the work of the Roman historian Tacitus, who wrote about its known center of commerce, bustling with traders. Okay, all right. So let's talk about the timeline. Oh, these are fun because now you get to go through your geography and your history buffs. Okay, so if you like going to school, let's go. Again, these are kind of a little difficult. I'm not going to read them all, but we can Google them if not. So 43 AD, again, vintage picture of the St. Paul's Cathedral. They settled in Londinium. They converted a wooden bridge, the Queen of Botanical. So I don't know if you guys want to take a screenshot, but you know, these are all things that have happened. Yeah, pay attention because they do ask, you know, when was the whatever hospital founded? 1123, 1176. So again, somebody may want to take just a screenshot and then we'll go through these, okay? But yeah, these aren't kind of fun when we have these. So unless somebody else wants to read them, again, I don't think we're going to memorize these just by, you know, reading it. But these are the guidelines. Okay, so this is, we kind of cheat on these type take the picture and then we can figure that out. Okay. You guys okay with that? All right. Kensington Palace, London. Here, first coffee house. Okay. You want coffee? 1652. All right. Again, lots of numbers. Okay. Dates to know. Again, cricket ground. Okay. That was 1787.
I feel like I'm back in history class.
Excuse me. Yeah, I know. That's exactly. And it's like, oh my gosh, I hated this type of, class. But anyway, London fire, 1833. So again, snap pictures or we can Google. And so on. The first Ritz-Carlton opens, okay, 1906. First Miss World. All right. Oops, let's go back. Do you see the Queen up here? There we go. All right, Queen Elizabeth coronated. Okay, Golden Jubilee, Heathrow Express rail starts, 1988. Yeah, ruins and the archaeology. Yeah, wonderful scenery and stuff. Definitely must see, must put on your bucket list. All right, so overview. The city of London boasts a wealth of culture and history. This is why it is such a heavily visited city. In fact, the second most visited city in the world. It is the political, economical, cultural capital of the United Kingdom, one of the most ethnically diverse cities of the world. Whew. All right. London is known for its arts, culture, tourism, commerce, being home to the seat of the UK government and official residence of the Queen. All right, Ebony, on the first test and the second test on the first part of it, it took me a while to get back, but you just keep going to the, hit this little black arrow and just keep going and it'll take you. The second test is actually at the end. Okay, so you have to go through everything to get to the end. If you have questions, let us know. We will help you with those answers. Okay. All right. London culture and high points. Okay, so here are the drumming at Notting Hill Carnival. London has a total of 215 museums, out of which 11 are national museums. London has 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, okay, 4 of them. Again, another thing, take a picture of. 800 art galleries, 30% of the global market, 250 annual festivals, okay, so you've got the City of London, Pride London, London Film, Trooping the Color, Notting Hill Carnival. London hosts more than 17,000 music events. Third of England's archives are based in London. The biannual London Fashion Week attracts 2 million visitors. Wilton Music Hall, built in 1743, is the oldest still functional musical hall in the world and an important part of London's musical history. London is one of the world's, London is one of the world's largest film production centers. Over 14,000 hours of films are shot here. London has 380 public libraries, and the renowned British Library has over 170 million books. London food scene, equally eclectic, where global cuisines, eateries abound. This city, as of 218, has an impressive tally of 70 Michelin-starred restaurants, with 58 restaurants holding 1 Michelin star. Okay, this may be a question. They always talk a lot about Michelin stars. So they have holding 9 restaurants with 2 Michelin stars and 3 restaurants carrying the maximum awarded 3 Michelin stars. Okay, so they're pretty well known for their food over there. Londoners speak more than 300 languages. Okay. All right. The city of London boasts a wealth of culture. Oh, we read that. Okay, next. All right, English language began in England, named after Angles, a Germanic tribe which migrated to Britain. It is a West Germanic language that was first spoken in early medieval England. Its vocabulary has been significantly influenced by Norse, Latin, and French, and is closely related to Frisian languages. English has evolved over a period of 1400 years. Modern English, as we know it today, spread around the world from 17th to mid-20th centuries due to the expansion and influence of the British Empire. Following British accents and English dialects are commonly used in the UK. Received pronunciation, Cockney, Estuary English, Southwest British, Midlands English, Birmingham English, Northern England English, Geordie, Welsh English, and Scottish English. So those are some of the dialects there. Today, over 840 million people speak English as their first and second language, which makes it the second most spoken language in the world. It is the official language of 67 countries, as well as 27 non-sovereign countries, such as Hong Kong, making it a global lingua franca. English speakers are called Anglophones. English is the most widely used language in newspaper, book publishings, international telecommunications, international trade, mass entertainment, and diplomacy. All right, British this is the English etiquette. British penchant for manners and social appropriate behavior is renowned across the world. Every culture over ages has been defined by the concept of accepted social interaction. However, Britishers in particular have been known for placing great importance in good manners. It is in a relation to speech, conducting oneself in public, timeliness, body language, and dining. Politeness, reserve, and restraint are admired in the British society. British prefer a congenial business relationship, but tend to get right down to business after a few moments of polite conversation. All right, nice to meet you. Now let's get to work, right? All right, do always get in the line, and if in a shop, mall, or waiting for public transportation, do not jump the queue. They'll knock you out. All right, do not stop walking in the middle of the pavement for taking a photo, or if one wishes to consult a map or speak to a friend, always step aside so as not to block the path, okay? Be courteous. Do not stand on the left side of the escalator, always on the right side so they can continue walking up and down the left side. The British reputation is being reserved, is known, and over familiarity in behavior is a big no. Britishers place a lot of importance on punctuality, okay? It is considered rude if one arrives late for a business meeting. Sorry, I was late today. A medical appointment or any other social occasion. One should not feel offended if someone calls a person love, dearie, or darling. It is commonly used and not considered rude or flirtatious. Okay. Good table manners are essential. It is frowned upon to use fingers rather than cutlery to eat. The cutlery is to be held correctly, which is knife in the right hand and fork in the left, with its prongs pointing downward. And the food pushed onto the back of the fork with a knife rather than scooped. Wow, they're really technical, right? While in a formal dinner, numerous utensils are placed, and it is customary to begin, if you're left-handed, they're rude. Oh no. It is customary to begin with utensils on the outside and work your way inward with each course. Summon, or left-handed. Summon a waiter by raising your hand. One should not wave or shout, hey, hey. No, you raise your hand, hi. Okay. All right, next. So you guys learn a lot on this one, at least. So I'm learning some. All right, Buckingham Palace. Better understanding. We have categorized the sites and attractions of London in 3 focal areas. All right, so Royal London. Palaces, towers, churches, monuments that have witnessed the evolution of London as a city over a millennia. Key museums and galleries in London. Under contemporary London, TBO Holidays brings to the fore new futuristic sites, which are playing a key role in retaining its footprint as one of the most important cities on the global tourism map. All right, Jasmine. All right, another big one. All right, so UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, so you have Westminster Palace, Westminster Abbey, you have Maritime Greenwich, and you have St. Margaret Church. All right, so you have 4 UNESCO heritage sites. How many? 4, okay? All right, one of the most iconic structures of England is a historic, over 900 years old castle and fortress located on the north bank of the River Thames. It was founded in 1066 AD, and the White Tower, which gives the entire castle its name, was built in 1078 AD by William the Conqueror. The castle is made up of 3 enclosures. The innermost ward contains the White Tower. The inner ward was created around the reign of the Richard the Lionheart, and the outer ward was created during Edward's the first reign. Is flanked by 6 towers and 2 semicircular bastions. The castle encloses an area of 12 acres and still officially a royal residence. Did you know that? The tower has been variously used as a royal residence, army barracks, an armory, a zoo, which housed exotic animals received as gifts by British monarchs, a prison, an execution chamber, a museum, as a mint, a records house, and as a jewel house where crown jewels are kept. A total of 23,578 pieces valued in billions of dollars. Hey, that's enough. This is the working royal castle, offering a stunning insight into historic events in London over the last millennium. Established in 1652 AD, the Line of Kings exhibition houses a magnificent collection of arms from medieval times to the 19th century. The yeoman warders, also called the beefeaters, guard the tower and are chosen from British armed forces who have put in 22 years of service and are selected on merit. 6 ravens live in the tower, and legend has it that they leave Britain. If they leave, Britain will fall. How cool is that? Tower of London was added to UNESCO's World Heritage Site in 1988. When was it added? 1988. The Westminster complex, including the palace, the abbey, the church, has symbolized monarchy, religion, and power since Edward the Confessor built it. You have Westminster Palace, one of the most recognized landmarks in the world, one of the most elegant buildings in London, that combined with its spectacular location on the banks of the River Thames in central London, but it makes one of the most popular must-see tourist destinations in London today. The Palace of Westminster is also known as Houses of Parliament, having House of Lords and House of Commons. The original Palace of Westminster was commissioned by King Edward in 1045 AD. The palace, as we see it today, took 30 years to rebuild after a great fire in 1832. The palace reconstruction commenced in 1840 AD. It was completed in 1870 AD by architect Charles Barry in Gothic Revival style. The palace has 1,100 rooms, 100 staircases, and 4.8 kilometers of passageways, which are spread over 4 floors. Other points of interest are Westminster Hall, erected in 1097 AD, the oldest existing part of the palace. The Royal Gallery, used for state occasions. The Common Chamber, decorated in green, is where MPs meet. The Lord's Chamber is lavish and decorated in red. The octagonal hall or central lobby is at the heart of the palace. Elizabeth Tower, the exterior of the palace, houses the Big Ben. The Victoria Tower houses parliamentary archives. Over 300 million records dating back to the 15th century are held here. An old continuing tradition, yeomen still check underneath the House of Lords every bonfire night, just in case naughty Londoners are planning to blow up the Parliament, and when all is clear, they reward themselves with a drop of brandy. Then you have Westminster Abbey, was formed by the Benedictine monks in 960 AD, and a church was built on the site in 1060 AD. Rebuilding of the present abbey was on orders of King Henry III as a shrine to venerate King Edward and to provide a regal setting for his own tomb. The official name of the abbey is the Collegiate Church of St. Peter at Westminster. Again, that was a test question, right? The Abbey has been the coronation church of British monarchs since 11th century, and King Edward's throne, or the coronation chair, is on which every British monarch sits on during the coronation ceremony. In 1560 AD, the abbey was designated with a royal peculiar, which means the church is responsible directly to the sovereign. The abbey has seen 19 coronations, the last done in 1953 of Queen Elizabeth II. 17 kings are buried here, and other prominent personalities buried here include Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin, to name a few. Did you guys know that? Kind of cool, right? The funeral of Lady Diana was held here. The Abbey Museum holds wax figures of many previous monarchs in traditional full costume. 17 royal weddings have taken place here, with the most recent of Prince William and Catherine Middleton in 2011. St. Margaret's Church, Westminster, formed by the Benedictine monks. It is a 12th century church next to Westminster Abbey, and since 1614 AD, the official church of the House of Commons. It is dedicated to Margaret of Antioch. It was rebuilt under King Henry VII from 1486 to 1523, has been called the last church decorated in London in the Catholic tradition before the Reformation. It has been a popular place for society weddings, notable of former prime ministers of UK, Winston Churchill, Lady Clementine Hasier, Harold Macmillan, and Lady Dorothy Cavendish. The last Governor General of India, Louis Mountbatten, and Lady Edwina, to name a few. Prominent citizens like Sir Walter Raleigh, Admirals Robert Blake, and Richard Dean are buried here. Strong Royal Botanical Garden, Kew. Kew is the location of the Royal Botanical Garden, formerly a royal estate in the southwest London. The site houses the world's largest, most diverse collection of plants, containing over 28,000 taxa of living plants, an herbarium of over 7 million dried specimens, and a library of 130,000 volumes, in addition to archived materials, periodicals, prints, and drawings. The Millennium Seed Bank, established in 1996, holds 2.25 billion seeds from 189 countries and is the largest wild plant seed bank in the world. Temperate House, the world's largest surviving Victorian glass house, has reopened, or not to be missed. Oh, nice, Sherilyn, thank you. Has reopened after a 57 million renovation in 2018, with specimens including the world's largest outdoor plant, while in contrast, the bonsai house Displays the miniature trees. All right. Other glass houses include Davies Alpine House, the Evolution House, the Historic Psalm House, the Rose Garden, the Secluded Garden, and the Water Lily House. The Treetop Walkway, 18 meters above ground, offers bird eye view of the forest and is a unique experience. The Jurassic Cyad found by Francis Mason, a plant hunter in Eastern Cape of South Africa, has been on the site since 1775, is the oldest pot plant in the world. The site is home to the smallest royal palace in the country, gifted by people to Queen Victoria in 1837. And the site is home to the smallest royal palace in the country, gifted by people to Queen Victoria in 1837. A Prince of Wales Conservatory, guests can discover 10 different climate zones. And then Kew Gardens, renowned center of scientific research, which has played a key role in understanding the plant kingdom better. And then you have Maritime Greenwich. The historic buildings at Greenwich, an outlying district of London, symbolize English artistic and scientific endeavor in the 17th and 18th centuries. Home of the old Royal Navy College, the Royal Observatory, Greenwich Park, the Cutty Sart, one of the last intact tea clipper ships of the world, the National Maritime Museum, and the Queen's House. Greenwich is notable for its maritime history and for giving its name to Greenwich Meridian and Greenwich Mean Time as world standards. The ensemble of buildings and landscapes that comprise the property preserve a remarkable high degree of authenticity in its form, design, and materials. One of the most popular things tourists do is to stand astride the prime meridian, the Earth's line of 0-degree longitude, with a foot in both the eastern and western hemisphere. Okay. Visitors can also observe a ball drop at the top of Greenwich Observatory at 1 p.m. daily, a tradition that has continued since 1833. Maritime Greenwich was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997. Whew, all right. Lots of information, huh, guys? All right, next. All right. So now the other ones, hold on, I just need to send something really quick. Quick. Hey there, is the pool guy here yet? Okay. All right, page 2, Buckingham Palace. Located in the city of Westminster, it is one of Britain's most iconic buildings and has served as the official London residence of British sovereigns since Queen Victoria's time from 1837 AD. Also, it is the administrative headquarters of the monarch of the UK. It serves as the venue for royal events and ceremonies. The monarch also holds weekly audiences with the Prime Minister here, also receives newly appointed ambassadors at the Buckingham Palace. The palace has 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, and 78 bathrooms. The balcony of the Buckingham Palace is one of the most famous in the world, as British monarchs make appearances on the balcony and on important occasions. The palace's houses the Queen's Gallery, opened in 1962, exhibits works of art from the Royal Collection and Royal Muse. Located within the palace grounds, contains stables and carriage houses of the British monarchy. The royal and state carriages like Clarence's, Baruch's, Phaetons, Ascot, Landau's, Broughams, etc. Again, please forgive me for my pronunciations. All right, are kept and used for the state ceremonies and weddings. The royal muse is responsible for all the road travel arrangements of the monarch and the royal family members. The palace, also the scene of London's most popular display of pomp and circumstance. The changing of the guard is a colorful display of precision, marching, and music. The St. Paul's Cathedral, one of London's most recognizable landmarks, is an iconic Anglican cathedral and the seat of the Bishop of London. It is located on the Ludgate Hill, the highest point of the city of London. The old cathedral was stated by the Normans and completed by 1240 AD. After the Great Fire of 1666 AD. Sir Christopher Wren designed the rebuild, which took 35 years and was completed in 1710. The twin Baroque towers and the magnificent 365-foot dome, foot dome of St. Paul's are a masterpiece of English architecture. One of the most well-known features of the cathedral is the Whispering Gallery. A whisper against the wall can be clearly heard at the other side, 112 feet away. The cathedral has been painted by famous artists like Pissarro, Canaletto, and Turner. Films like Mary Poppins, Sherlock Holmes, and Harry Potter have been shot there. Wow. Funeral services. Oh, shot there, the movies. Sorry. Funeral services, prominent Britishers like Lord Nelson, Sir Winston Churchill have been held here, besides being the final resting place of Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington, Lord Nelson, Admiral of British Navy, Alexander Fleming, scientists, to name a few. The marriage of Prince Charles and Diana was solemnized at the St. Paul's Cathedral. And then you have the London Dungeon. That's a spooky place, right? Located in the County Hall in South Bank. London Dungeon recreates a tour of the London's nastiest historical moments with gory stories retold with humor, gooey props, and gruesome costumed actors. The immersive walkthrough experience features the likes of Jack the Ripper, Sweeney Todd, Guy Fawkes, 360-degree sets, 2 underground rides, 19 interactive shows, including Whitechapel, the Brinks, and the Plague Doctor of the Great Fire of London. Ideal for children age 12 and above, okay? And then you have Big Ben, okay, the bell, right, Big Ben. Nickname of the Great Bell inside the Palace of the Westminster iconic clock tower, okay? So the clock was designed by Edward Beckett and Edward Dent. Warners of Norton cast a bell for the tower in August 1856, and the bell was originally meant to be called Royal Victoria. The tower on which the clock stands is 315 feet tall. In 1859 AD, when the clock was completed, was the largest, most accurate 4-phase striking and chiming clock in the world. The BBC first broadcast Big Ben chimes to UK during New Year's Eve broadcast in 1923, and the bell strikes were broadcast internationally on BBC. World service during King George's V's, or is that the 5th, right? Xmas broadcast in 1932. Whew. All right. Each clock face is 23 feet and composed of around 312 sections of opal glass. The hour hand, 9.2 feet, and minute hand is 14 feet. If he, art in light, is illuminating the clock face, then it means the Parliament is in session. Did you know that? And then, of course, oops, hold on, I got somebody calling. Oops, there we go. Okay. The Big Ben cultural, is a cultural symbol of UK and has been named the most iconic film location in London. Big Ben is the focal point of New Year celebration in the UK, with radio and TV stations airing its chimes to welcome the new year. IMP update, Big Ben Tower is undergoing major renovations, which is expected to be completed by 2021. And then you have Kensington Palace, located in the royal borough of Kensington and Chelsea in central London, is a 17th century royal residence set in the Kensington Gardens. Highlights for visitors include Queen Caroline's Cabinet of Curiosities, a collection of objects from around the world, King stairways or staircase depicting painted frescoes of the court of King George I. Sunken Gardens, planted in 1908 AD, offers impressive flower displays all year round. Diana, her first fashion show is fashion story is an exhibition dedicated to her role as a fashion icon, charts her style evolution through the years, displaying many of her outfits. Displaying many of her outfits. I was thinking fashion, favorites. Okay. All right. And then the Royal Opera House, located in Bow Street in Covent Garden, is an opera house and a major performing arts venue, also referred to as Covent Garden. Opened in 1732 AD by John Rich, it was used for operas and oratorios. The opera has seen premieres of works by Walton, Tippett, and Holst. It has been the national home of the Royal Opera since 1945 and the Royal Ballet since 1946, where visitors can enjoy world-class opera and ballet. Boy, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. All right, anybody else want to read for a while? All right. So we've got the British Museum, located in the Bloomsbury area of London, dedicated to human history. Again, take pictures of these guys so you can go ahead or save them and share them when you share your certificates of all the exciting stuff they can see. So located in the Bloomsbury area of London, dedicated to human history, arts, and culture. And it is the first national public museum in the world, okay? The museum traces thousands of years of culture and history, displaying one of the world's finest collections of antiquities through objects gathered from all over the British Empire when it was at its zenith. The museum collection contains over 8 million objects, including the Rosetta Stone, Elgin's marbles, the Oxus treasure, the Egyptian mummies, and the spectacular hoard of 4th century Roman silver known as Mildenhall treasure. Victoria and Albert Museum, one of the largest museums in the world for decorative art and design, and its enviable collection spans 5,000 years of art form from ancient times to the present drawings, okay? And photographs, a collection of over 2.227 million objects. All right, the most popular exhibits include Tipper's Tiger, the Iron Screen, where Hereford Cathedral contains 14,000 pieces, the Luck of Edenhall, the 13th century Syrian glass beaker, the famous 12th century Gloucester candlestick made from 9 different metals, glass weights for testing coins with the Arabic inscriptions from 8th to 10th centuries, the first commercially produced Xmas card invented in 1843 by Henry Cole, the first director of the museum, writing desk of King Henry VII, made in 1525 AD, a collection of 16,000 objects from China, including Qing Dynasty carved lacquer throne, the Ardabil carpet made in 1539 AD in Iran is one of the largest, most beautiful, and important in the world. The most celebrated sculpture is the Three Graces by Antonio Canova from 1814 AD. And then Charles Dickens manuscript for Oliver Twist and his pen case, the earliest surviving wedding suit dates from 1673 AD belonging to King James II. Elton John spectacles, Adam Ant's jacket, Sandy Shaw's Eurovision costume, to name a few. Then you have Churchill War Rooms Museum. Located beneath the Treasure Building in the Whitehall area of Westminster is a museum comprising the Cabinet War Rooms and a Churchill Museum, exploring the life of the British statesman. It is historic underground complex that housed a British government command center during World War II. Its construction began in 1938 and it became fully operational in August 1939 AD, just before Britain joined the World War II. This is where Churchill and his cabinet monitored how the war was going for Britain, received intelligence, gave orders, plotted the route to the Allied victory over the Nazis. Highlights include Churchill's chair in the cabinet room, gouged with anxious scratch marks, the secure phone on which he used to speak to the President of the United States. Yeah, exactly. History lesson. 15-meter interactive table that enables visitors to access digitized material from the Churchill Archives Center. It is the little details that give the biggest impression of the going-ons in the wartime Britain. All right, Madame Tussauds, founded by Marie Tussaud, a native of Strasbourg, France. She learned the art of wax sculpting from Dr. Philip Curtius, who made wax models to illustrate human anatomy. A major tourist attraction in London with 14 interactive areas, the Wax Museum combines glitz, glamour, and history with over 300 stunning wax figures. The wax figures include historical and royal figures, sports, and film personalities. You have the London Transport Museum, located in Covent Garden, home to information on all aspects of London City's transportation as it evolved. The museum has on display 450,000 items, which cover over 200 years of London transport history. By walking through its galleries, visitors can learn more about the connection between the growth of the modern London and its world-famous transportation, which is not limited to historical items, but present-day transportation concepts and futuristic ones too. The exhibits include the earliest wooden Metropolitan Railway coaches, a variety of historical transportation artifacts. The children will enjoy all aboard family play zone with miniature vehicles which they can board, and kids can try to repair miniature tube train and sail on the Times Nipper. Other exhibits include horse-drawn omnibus, original tube map designed by Harry Beck, a sedan chair, which was London's first licensed public transport, the first underground steam-powered engine, historic London transport posters, and much more to explore awaits the visitors. Natural History Museum, located in Chelsea. The Natural History Museum London, established in 1881 AD, a world-class visitor attraction and a leading science research center. The British government purchased the vast collection of biological artifacts from Sir Hans Sloane, with which the museum was established. Currently, the museum's collection includes over 70 million botanical items, 55 million animal exhibits, 9 million archaeological relics, 500,000 rocks and minerals. The newest addition to the museum are Darwin Center, which also serves as an educational center. The Attenborough Studio shows nature documentaries, and the Spirit Collection Tour takes the visitor on a 30-minute exploration of the museum's books. No worries, Dorinda, we're almost done. And again, the test will be at the end. You can watch the recording. Have a good day. And thank you for attending, guys. All right, so newer edition, nature documentaries, the Spirit Collection Tour takes the visitors on a 30-minute exploration of museums, books, and collection shelves. The museum is also famous for its dinosaur skeletons and ornate architecture. And then the Science Museum, located in South Kensington, is London City's one of the major tourist attractions, founded in 1857 under Bennett Woodcroft. The Science Museum currently holds a collection of over 300,000 items. Highlights include such famous items: Stephenson's rockets, Puffing Billy, the oldest surviving steam locomotive, Crick and Watson's DNA molecular model, Wells Cathedral clock from circa 1390 AD is one of the oldest clocks in the world. Marconi 1.5 kW transmitter, Pilot Ace computer, Amy Johnson's Gypsy Moth, and Anthony Gormley Iron Baby. The museum also contains interactive exhibits and a recent inclusion in the IMAX 3D cinema showing science and nature documentaries. The Henry Welcome Wing focuses on digital technology besides having a dedicated library, and much more awaits you. Okay. Woo, lots of information, huh? All right, we did that. All right, then we have the National Gallery, established in 1824, located in Trafalgar Square in central London. This art museum holds a collection of over 2,300 splendid paintings from 13th to 19th centuries, which constitutes as one of the finest collections of European paintings in the world. Paintings of legendary painters from early Italian era, early Northern European paintings, Renaissance period, Italy, France, and Spain in 1600s, Holland and Flounder in the 1600s, the 1700s, and 1800 periods. Impressionists and many more form the nucleus of painting displays in this gallery. It includes great works of famous painters like Leonardo da Vinci, Van Gogh, Titan, Renoir, Michelangelo, Botticelli, Raphael, Rubens, Rembrandt, Monet, Caravaggio, Anthony van Dyck, Velázquez, and of many other painting maestros. The best known masterpieces on display are Baptism of Christ, the Virgin of the Rocks, the Madonna of the Pinks, Van Gogh's Chair, the Rokeby Venice, and many more. Tate Britain was founded in 1897 AD, the National Gallery of British Art. It is located in Millbank in the city of Westminster. In 1932 AD, its role was changed to include the National Collection of British and Modern Art. It was renamed the Tate Gallery after sugar magnate Henry Tate. In 2000 AD, the gallery underwent another transformation and now consists of a network of 4 museums, which displays the British art from 1500 AD to present period. And then also the Tate Modern, also in London, is located on the Bankside area of Southwark, houses a collection of British modern contemporary art from 1900s to the present day. National Portrait Gallery, located in St. Martin's Place off of Trafalgar Square, adjoining the National Gallery. When opened in 1856 AD, it was the first public portrait gallery in the world, houses 11,000 works in form of portraits of historical, important, and famous Britishers, photographs, caricatures, paintings, drawings, and sculptures. All right, now you have contemporary London, the London Eye, the magnificent view from the Shard up at the O2. All right, so the London Eye. Hold on, I need a glass of water. All right, the London Eye. Opened in the year 2000, the London Eye is the world's tallest cantilevered observation wheel located along the River Thames in London. Structure is 443 feet tall, diameter of 394 feet, and took 1.5 years to build, where 170,000 tons of steel was used for its structure and over 3,000 tons of concrete were used for the foundation. Each capsule weighs 10 tons and can carry 25 people. The 32 capsules of the London Eye are representative of 32 London boroughs. For superstitious reasons, they are numbered 1 to 33 for good luck, and there is no capsule numbered 13. The London Eye can carry 800 people each rotation, where capsules travel at a leisurely pace of 26 centimeters per second, and visitors can see up to 40 kilometers in all directions during the ride. The London Eye was inaugurated by the British PM Tony Blair as part of a Millennium celebration and is the most popular paid attraction in the UK. You have Sea Life London Aquarium located in the County Hall on the south bank of River Thames in central London. It is one of Europe's largest displays of aquatic life. Highlights include thousands of marine creatures in themed settings, one of the world's biggest collections of cow-nose rays, shark walk, ice adventure, housing Gentoo penguins, glass tunnel walkway encased in blue whale skeleton, rainforest of the world houses dwarf crocodiles, piranhas, and a family of poison arrow frogs. Claws houses gigantic Japanese spider crab and the colorful rainbow crabs. The Sea Life hosts educational programs for school children. Also part of a breeding programs include the Cuban crocodile, seahorses, butterfly, goldies, and jellyfish. The view from the Shard. The Shard is 96-story skyscraper designed by the Italian architect Renzo Piano. At 1016 feet is the tallest building in the UK. Modeled on a shard of glass, the Shard's exterior has 11,000 glass panels, and the building has 72 habitable floors, with a viewing gallery and an open-air observation deck on the 72nd floor at a height of 801 feet. A premium visitor attraction journey to the top of London's tallest observation sky deck, and enjoy unparalleled breathtaking views of London and its iconic landmarks. Up at the O2 is an exciting 1.5-hour climb over the roof of one of the world's most popular entertainment venue, the O2. Marvel at the 360-degree view of the historic Greenwich, the Olympic Park, and the Canary Wharf. This experience can be availed by day, twilight, or sunset, along with the climb guides. Warner Brothers Studios, Tour London, the making of Harry Potter, is a unique public attraction based in Leavesden. It is a permanent behind-the-scenes exhibit of the Harry Potter films. Tour is styled as a theme park. The layout has been designed by the Thinkwell Group in close collaboration with production, creative and special effects designers of the Harry Potter films. Explore the cupboard under the stars, where the story of Harry Potter began, and there is a pair of Harry's spectacles on display here as well. The Great Hall. The scale of this room is breathtaking, and it is filled with costumes from the films. Dumbledore's office is packed with books, documents, and trinkets of the headmaster of Hogwarts. Learn wand moves. Avail the chance to learn wand moves from an expert and feel like a true wizard, taking your OWL, ordinary wizarding level. The Hogwarts Express, where each carriage is themed around a Harry Potter movie. and stand on a platform 9 3/4. Fly a broomstick, climb aboard a Nimbus 2000 and fly, soar, and swoop with the help of green screen technology, wearing official Hogwarts uniform. And end it all with the signed guidebook, the perfect way to remember the magical outing. Okay, so again, you got some Harry Potter buffs, you know, want to send them on. Oops, sorry, have to take a picture of this because my kids are. And then what about Shrek's Adventures? Opened in 2015 and based in Riverside Building, County Hall in London. This is one of a kind indoor walk and ride attraction inspired by DreamWorks hit Shrek films, allows children to come face to face with the likes of Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Gingy, Puss in Boots, and visitors also get to meet Shrek's friends from Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, and How to Train Your Dragon. Highlights of Shrek Adventures include a visit with Cinderella in Shrek's swamp, getting lost in dizzying mirror maze, going aboard the magical 4D DreamWorks bus with Donkey acting as the tour guide, taking part in 10 live fairy tale themed shows, cooking up a magical spell at Magic Man's house, taking a stroll around the spooky forest, rescuing Pinocchio from the wheel of torture, and much more. All right. And then this is the world-class experience for families. All right. So very interesting, right? All right. So now we're going to learn the transportation. How are we going to get around? So you have the London Underground service, the London Overground service, the DLR service, and Emirates Cable Car service. Getting around London. London has one of the largest urban transport networks in the world, with integrated bus, rail, river, and road systems spanning the city's 32 boroughs. Modes of transport. Visitors can avail the following modes of transport to move around in London. You have the London Underground, the Tube, okay? Sorry. The Tube. Okay, it's a rapid transit system operating in deep level tube lines and subsurface lines. And the total length of the tube network is 402 kilometers. The network became known as the Tube in the early 20th century. This is an abbreviation of the nickname, the Twopenny Tube, conceived by newspaper Daily Mail, which was given to the central line as the journey fare was 2 pence when the line became functional. The London Underground is divided into 9 zones, and central London is covered in Zone 1. There are in total 11 tube lines, most of which connect the suburbs to the central London. Metropolitan line opened in 1863 AD and is the oldest underground line in the world. The tube's world famous red circle logo, known as the roundel, first appeared in 1908 AD. The classic diagrammatic underground map, designed by Harry Beck, inspired by electric circuit diagrams, was first published in 1933 AD. During World War II, at the peak of the London Blitz, about 177,000 Londoners were sheltering in the underground deep level stations every night. And by the end of the war, there were over 22,000 beds installed in the underground stations. Are you guys learning something new? I definitely am. I don't know. I really need to know all this stuff as far as for my selling of it, but it's good to know, right? All right. The district line serves 60 stations. Piccadilly line serves 52 stations. Northern line serves 51 stations, and Central line serves 49 stations. The phrase "mind the gap" originated on the Northern line in the year 1968 AD, featuring the voice of sound recordist Peter Lodge. In 1969 AD, Queen Elizabeth II was the first reigning monarch to take the tube when she took the inaugural ride on the Victoria line. The total number of carriages in the Underground's fleet is 4,134. The average speed of the train is 33 kilometers per hour. There are 426 escalators in the Underground stations. The total number of lifts are 164, and the total number of stations currently served are 270. Tube service is available from 5 a.m. to midnight. Each year, over 1 billion journeys are made on the London Underground. Now you have the Overground, okay? I'm drinking my coffee. Suburban rail network serving London and its environs. It is an orbital network which has amalgamated 6 existing train lines. The East London line, the North London line, Watford DC, Goblin, the West London, the South London line, thus forming a vital part of London's transport network. Established in 2007, it took over Silver Link metro routes. Colored orange on the map, it now covers 112 stations on 9 routes across Greater London. And the county of Hertfordshire served 23 of London's 32 boroughs. DLR, Docklands Light Railway, opened in 1987, automated light metro system serving the Docklands area of East London. Colored turquoise on the map, the Dockland Light Railway reaches north to Stratford, south to Lewisham, and west to Tower Gateway and Bank. The DLR has 38 kilometers of tracks and serves 45 stations. DLR played a critical part in carrying passengers during the 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Also runs additional shuttle from Canning Town to Prince Regent stations when major exhibitions take place at the Excel Exhibition Centre. DLR currently is London's first and only driverless train system of its kind. It is part of the London Fare Zone system. London Tram Link. Tram service in London has had long evolution, and there have been 2 separate generations of trams in London. From 1860 to 1952 AD, where first trams were horse-drawn, then came steam trams, and in early 20th century, the electric trams were introduced. Trams were not in use for over 4 decades since 1952 AD and were reintroduced in 2000 AD. Today, the tram network has 28 kilometers of track, 34 trams in the fleet, and 39 stops. Also serves 7 national rail stations, more than 50 bus routes. Tram service operate from Croydon to Wimbledon, Beckenham Junction, Elmer's End, and New Addington. More than 29 million passengers avail the tram system in 2016 and 17. Now you have London Buses. Subsidiary of Transport for London manages bus services within Greater London, servicing the areas of Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, Essex, Hertfordshire, Kent, and Surrey. The fleet consists of 8,600 buses operating on 700 routes, covering 19,000 bus stops. For fostering a more cleaner environment of its total fleet, London Buses has 2,000 hybrid buses, out of which 73 are electric and 8 buses are fueled by hydrogen, emitting nothing but water in the air. London Buses carrying 6.5 million passengers every weekday. London Buses are colored red since early 20th century for them to stand out in the crowd, while the roof of the buses are painted white to deflect the sun's heat in the summer. London River Services. It is a subsidiary of Transport for London and operates and manages leisure-oriented tourist services, commuter services on the river. Thames in London. The Thames River is used as a waterway for public transport. Traveling by river is a great way to get around London, where passengers beat the traffic and enjoy fantastic views of the city. 6 river routes. River bus routes from 22 piers. The services run from early morning until late evening. All the Times Clipper boats are wheelchair accessible, and ramps are used to board the boats. Visitors can use contactless or Oyster Pay as you go cards. However, top up services are not available at river bus piers. So passengers need to ensure they have enough credit beforehand in their cards to use the service. Speedboat tours of London are getting increasingly popular with tourists. These tours are conducted on RIB rigged inflatable boats. Thames rockets depart from London Eye Pier, and the Thames jet departs from the Westminster Pier. Visitors can also explore London by water on a hop-on, hop-off Thames River cruise sightseeing tour between Westminster, London Eye, Bankside, Tower of London, and Greenwich piers. Visitors can purchase London Explore Pass, valid for 1 day with the tour durations from 30 minutes to 3 hours. Emirates Airlines cable car. Take to the air on London's only cable car and enjoy a truly unique experience in East London. Opened in 2012, it is operated by TfL, Transport for London. The cable car crosses the River Thames between Greenwich Peninsula and Royal Docks to the west of Excel, offering a unique view of London. The ride is 10 minutes per way, and in rush hours, the speed of the cable cars are increased, so it takes 5 minutes per way. The cable car is based on mono cable detachable gondola. It crosses the river at a height of 300 feet. The cable car has a maximum capacity of 2,500 passengers per hour in each direction. There are a total of 36 passenger gondolas, of which 34 are in use at any one time, with a maximum capacity of 10 persons per gondola. It is an icon of London City. One of our agents, actually, France, is in London right now. She said she has to take this black cab. All drivers, in order to qualify as a driver for black cabs, must first pass the Knowledge, a London geography exam, which entails mastering 320 basic routes, all of the 25,000 streets that are scattered within those routes, all the landmarks within a 10 kilometers radius of Charing Cross. Usually it takes about 2 to 4 years to complete this course. Wow. These cabs stand out distinctively due to their black color and shape. The cabs available for hire have a light on the top displaying the word taxi. Once it is hired, that light is switched off. The black cabs accept only cash or credit card. Then you have licensed private hire vehicles. Cover a wide range of services ranging from mini cabs to chauffeur-driven limousines. These cabs need to be pre-booked and price and payment for the service pre-agreed upon. Bicycles for hire launched in 2010. This is an environmental friendly public bicycle hire scheme in London. The scheme now covers 100 kilometers in London and is the largest bicycle hire scheme in Europe, with over 13,000 bicycles, 800 docking stations where bicycles can be picked up and dropped off. Casual users have to use a credit card or debit card in the docking station to get the bicycle released for use. All right, London airports. You have Heathrow and you have Gatwick. The city is served by 6 international airports, namely Heathrow, Gatwick City, Stansted, Luton, and Southend. London airports serve 396 international destinations, 14 domestic destinations. London airports handle 60% of all UK air traffic. Heathrow is Europe's busiest airport. What is the busiest airport? Heathrow. On an average, 1 flight takes off every minute. Heathrow covers 12.5 kilometers of land and has 6 terminals, where Terminal 6 is used for visiting heads of state, VIPs, and members of the UK royal family. Flights at Heathrow do not operate between 22:30 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. Currently, where their downline is utilized for servicing security equipment, restock outlets, resolve engineering problems, cleaning the airport, and provides noise relief to residents. The Gatwick Airport derives its name from the Old English words, gat meaning goat, and wick meaning farm. So the name means goat farm. The flights Gatwick fly to more destinations than any other airport in the UK. About 20% of its traffic is charter flights, making it the largest charter flight airport in the UK. So that's Gatwick, okay, the goat farm. All right, yeah, clever name. All right, local tram service, London bus service, enjoy London at leisure pace, and the bicycle transport. Oops, is that okay, Oyster travel card. Okay, this is the Oyster travel card. In an intermodal travel ticket, which gives the user access to London Underground, London Overground, TfL, Rail, DLR, Tramlink, London buses, National Rail Services, travel cards can be purchased for a period of 1 to 7 days or any period from 1 month to a year. Oyster card is transport for London's contactless electronic smart card. The Oyster card provides travel within the 9 travel zones, which includes London Heathrow Airport, certain outlying suburbs of the city. On London Tramlink, the travel card valid for zones 3, 4, 5, or 6 can be used on any route. Again, guys, we're almost done, so I appreciate you guys staying on board. Let's finish this up, and as you see, the quiz is right around the corner. The daily travel cards can be purchased in variants of anytime travel, off-peak travel, and in this card, travel timings are restricted, but this card is cheaper than any time card. Travel cards can be used for transport services outside Greater London on 6 Central Line stations, part of zones 4, 5, and 6, 7 metropolitan stations under zones 7, 8, and 9, and in 14 national rail stations under zones 6 and 8. Exceptions are travel on BAA Railway to Heathrow Central, Terminal 4, Terminal 5, Waterford Junction, served by London Overground, and high-speed trains considered outboundary are not within the travel card zones, okay? Travel card entitles the holder to a 25% discount on Emirates airline cable car in Docklands and 33% discount on scheduled London river services. So you win-win in both situations. Children below 11 years of age on most public transport services when accompanied by a fare-paying, that must be paying adult, and with a 5 to 10 Oyster zip photo card. Children aged 11 to 15 get a young visitor discount on having a zip photo card. Children 16 to 17 pay half the adult rate on the tube, the DLR London Overground journeys with a 16 plus Oyster photo card. All right, so this is Central London and its districts. So you have the Hilton Canary Wharf, Savoy Hotel London, 51st Buckingham Gate, and Dorchester Hotel. So, and its districts are the beating heart of London, offering an exciting mix of world-renowned attractions, spectacular shopping, Oxford Street, Bond Street, Regent Street, or a lineup of West Coast theater shows, admiring art at the National Gallery, or taking a walk north from Leicester Square into Chinatown. The bustling hub of London's East Asian community make the most of the fantastic restaurants that offer a wide range of global cuisines across Central London. Do tours, shop, and dine to avail a unique and rewarding London experience. Below is a compilation of historic and modern high-end hotels to enhance your London stay. Accommodations in Central London, best addresses to stay in the areas. All right, so again, guys, if you want to take a picture of this, again, people save these in files and stuff so you can refer back. You have somebody that wants to stay in Bloomsbury or Piccadilly. Now you have the different hotels that you can choose, okay? Besides filtering it out on our vendors, but here you can have a quick go-to, okay? All right. Next, key areas of London: Grosvenor House, Park Lane, Mandarin London, Marriott Marble Arch, the Canary Wharf, located on the eastern edge of the city and part of Docklands. It is the emerging financial hub of London, houses European headquarters, numerous major banks such as Barclays, Credit Suisse, HSBC, Citigroup, JP Morgan, and of professional services firms such as KBMG, Infosys, MetLife, and media firms such as Reuters, besides also having 2 EU agencies, European Banking Authority and European Medicines. The Docklands Light Railway services and connects this area with London City. And additionally, it is also serviced by London buses, London River services, and is also linked to London City Airport. Accommodations in Canary Wharf and surroundings, best addresses to stay in. All right. Lots of great information, guys. And now we are finished. Let's take the test and you can have your Saturday and Mother's Day weekend to enjoy. All right. So again, congratulations, everybody. Let's do this final exam and get your 3 certificates so you guys can post and let everybody know that you are a specialist for London. Share the exciting places and let's get booking. Okay, make that money, guys. Get those posts out there, guys. Okay, post. That's the way you get it, guys. Do the training, do the post, stay active. You can't just post once a week or once a day. You need to stay in and keep active. People are watching you, okay? All right. Whew. In which year was the Shard building inaugurated? Is that 2012? I don't know. Ah, I was right. Thank you, Study. That's what I thought, 2012. When was the settlement of Londinium or London founded? I don't know. Help.
47 AD.
43 AD.
43. Okay. All right. Keisha, you should have taken on the first part 2 tests, got 2 certificates, and this will be our 3rd, right? Is that right? Or did we only get 1 certificate? Maybe 1. Never mind. You took 2 tests, but we got 1 certificate, right?
Is everybody getting the same questions that Marnie's getting?
Remember,
No.
they may be out of order again.
No.
Different ones, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine are
remember.
out of order again.
Yeah, they may be
I
out
don't
of
have-
order.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't have the Shard one, so that's
okay.
okay.
Again, we'll go down and then we'll go to yours. Okay. So how many
Okay.
Michelin
All right.
starred restaurants are there in London? Remember Michelin starred? I know
70.
there's 70. Okay. When was Madame Tussauds Wax Museum opened? I'm taking the final test now, so come
1835.
in. Okay. 1835. I've only had 1 question. Okay, don't worry, Carol. We'll get to your questions, guys. We won't let you guys fail, okay? When was the Tower of London completed?
In 73.
How many rooms does the Westminster Palace have?
1100.
Boy, look at you go. All right, how many pieces of crown jewels are kept in the Tower of London?
23,578 pieces.
Where did Cockney English accent originate from?
I did not have that question, sorry.
I have a screenshot.
When was the tower completed?
It's east end of London.
Thank you. All right, we'll get to your guys' questions. Let's get to the bottom first, and then we'll go over each of yours, okay? In
That one is
between
1992.
1992, thank you. And then when was the British Museum established?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right, Ask some questions, guys, and we will try to help you.
Mine was, when did the Tussauds Hotel open in Parkland?
What are the options?
1877 AD, 1900 AD, 1931 AD, and 1940 AD. 1931 AD? Okay, got you.
Thank you, because I had that same question.
And the next one is, when was the British Museum established?
That's right here. See this? British Museum. So
Oh,
it is
okay.
in here,
All
okay? 1753.
Please don't go on until I can make sure that I got all these.
I'm not. I'm leaving it up here. And again, I don't know if they're right yet.
Thank you.
Let
The next
me,
question I have, what year was the Millennium Dome inaugurated?
Yes.
What's the options? I had that question.
1950, 1990, 2000, 2010.
2000.
Okay, mine is, in between which years did Earl's Court Exhibition Center host World Travel Mart?
I think that's in here, wasn't it?
1992.
Okay.
Right here. Yeah, 1992.
I
So
have
again,
one. When did Big Ben become fully operational?
I
What are
got
the
that one.
options?
too.
1859.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What
Let's
are
see.
English speakers called? Is that
Anglo-
Anglo?
Anglophones.
Yep.
Thank you.
How
When
many
was the Tower of London completed?
I'm sorry, which year was the Millennium Dome inaugurated?
2000.
I didn't even
2000.
have that question.
How many UNESCO heritage sites are in London?
That's right. That's right here.
Four.
Four?
Four. I wrote those
Okay.
down.
I did too.
When was the Tower of London completed?
2000, I think it was.
It's 1988,
1073.
1073.
73. Like 1988 for Tower of London. I wrote it down.
How many rooms in Westminster Palace?
1100.
700.
Right here, 1100.
I'm sorry, I know we went over this. So when was the British Museum established?
British Museum.
Right here, 1753.
I'm not-
Haley, are you in here? All right, anybody else? That's the Anglo.
No, click submit yet.
Where did Cockney English accent come from? That's right up here, Cockney, East End of London.
Did anyone have the question, in between which years did Earl's Court Exhibition Center host World Travel Mart?
It's right here.
1992 to 2001.
Oh, okay. I missed that one.
I had
Thank
that
you.
one too.
Anybody else?
Does anyone have, when did the Dorchester Hotel open in Park Lane?
1931 AD, I think is what we put. Somebody answered it, 1931.
What was the one for?
1931.
Yeah, 1931.
Thank
what
you.
are the English speakers called?
That's the,
Anglophone.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
The
It's in the
Anglophone.
chat.
that. Okay, thank you.
When did Madame Tussauds Wax Museum open?
1835.
Which one?
1835.
Okay, thank you. I think that was my last
Just to
one.
let you guys know, all the answers you gave are right. I got 10 out of 10.
Yay, thank you.
Does anyone have how many
Okay.
Michelin-starred restaurants there are in London? How many?
Yeah, that's right here.
70.
We put
70.
70, but I got 9 out of 10,
Oh,
so I
there's
don't know
70?
which one I got wrong.
I got 9 out of 10 too, but that's okay. I'll live with
So
that.
did I, and I don't care. I'm going with it.
But it's passed.
I got 9 out of 10 too.
We still got the certificate.
So one of them we missed, but that's okay. We passed, and now you got your new certificate, expert level 2. So yay!
Yay.
Everybody passed. Everybody good? Again, if you are following along and you didn't take the test, remember, as you hear, the questions are different, and they're different in a lot of these trainings. That's why it's good to stay on board, because now you can ask. So again, if you get into Princess, the final exam, same thing. Disney, same thing. So make sure, try to plan to stay through the whole thing so we can get you guys going. Okay. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, kind of a long one, 2.5 hours, but we completed 2. So next week, Friday, we are doing Orlando. Get on that. You guys want to learn about all the perks you get in Orlando, make sure you join us. And on Saturday, we're doing Kissimmee. Okay, so join us. I'm just wondering, because we're doing boot camp for Vegas next Saturday. I may be having to work that and put it on Zoom, so those that are outside of Vegas will be still able to see that. If so, depending on what we do, I may throw Kissimmee in with Orlando and we just make it a double one on Friday. But I will keep you guys in touch on that. Okay? So otherwise, have an amazing, amazing weekend, guys. Have an amazing Saturday. Happy Mother's Day to you all. Love you guys.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Marnie, and thank you.
Thank you. Also remember, tomorrow is a holiday, so corporate will probably not have the nightly, travel agent Q&A and time to evolve, okay, because it's a holiday. A lot of agents take off for that. We will still have our chats open, the Facebook pages. So still, if you're working, if you're one of those that, just work through anyway, reach out. We will be still here to help you. Okay. But otherwise, have a great day. I have this recorded. I will put it on our YouTube channel. Again, all the trainings are right here on this link. In order. Sandy Gunderson is amazing and takes care of this. Otherwise, they're here on my YouTube channel, all the ones that we do. And if I decide to go on with Kissimmee, and if I can't do it, Christine Whitaker is amazing and she will follow up. Okay. So she handles when I'm out of town. So again, I want to say thank you to all my amazing helpers here and all you amazing agents that have followed up and helped out each other in the chat rooms. Again, we're in business for ourselves, not by ourselves. We all help each other. I'm the same as you. I'm just an agent, guys, but I love to help. And if I can help you, you can help them. Let's do it. Okay. So happy Mother's Day. Love you guys. And we will see you.
Thank
soon.
you. Happy Mother's Day.
You're welcome. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy
you.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.